The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 WGBC invites you to the talk of all the towns in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
Really makes you want to have George Jones somewhere singing "Thank God It's Friday."
I know. I'm
What
so
a song
glad.
that was.
I know. This has been a long week to me for some reason. I don't know why, but normally the time just flies right on by. But anyway, I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day.
Yeah, that song just really sticks. It's finally Friday.
Oh,
If you
yeah.
think of George Jones, that's what you think of. You know, years ago we used to play that on Fridays.
I remember that.
Yeah, always a great song. Hope you are feeling well. We hope to bring sunshine into your day because Mother Nature is bringing rain into your day. Whew, how awful it is today. We've got an 80% chance of the wet stuff occurring. I don't want to shock you, but this will most likely roll into the area after 3 o'clock today. Here's your forecast of what we're expecting as we look at this today. A little rain today, rain tomorrow, not going away. But look, by Monday and Tuesday, it starts clearing out for a little bit.
Yeah.
But a wet Friday and Saturday it's going to be. So expect it this afternoon at 3. I looked at radar just a little bit ago, just off of the coast, making its way towards us. You're going to need an umbrella later.
Yes.
Hope you got one.
I know.
New earrings? What's going on with that?
No, I've had them. I've
Okay.
worn them before, but
Just making sure.
maybe you can just see them better because my hair's a little out of the way.
So were you shocked as we found the passing of the Queen?
I mean, I know her age she's 96, but I was kind of shocked because, you know, she's gotten sick before and
Rebound?
yeah, and she's come back from it, but it is a shocker, you know, and it's sad. It's a sad day because she reigned for 70 years?
Yes. She was 25 years old when she took the throne. Of course, Charles, I'm not even sure how old Charles is, but
I would say he was in his 70s at least, but I'm not sure.
You brought this up, and I thought we'd show this. I want to say this is coming from Daily Mail of who is going to be who. And let's take a look at this. Pull this up. We can see that.
Yeah.
There's the king. Then it goes.
Right. The order of succession will be, of course, Charles is now king, and then his son William. And their titles, if I'm not mistaken, are going to change.
Yeah.
You know, he and his wife Kate's. I think they've changed already. But anyway, it'll be William, and then his son George, Prince George, and then Charlotte, their daughter. And then next would be Prince Louis.
And then you get into the rest of that. When will they get rid of the Duke? When does he get removed? And then also Charles's brother that has been plagued with this scandal. I mean, are they really still in the line, even if something were to happen to the rest of the family to succeed?
I don't know.
Duke of York.
Yeah.
He hadn't been to many family and official gatherings here lately. And I have to agree with Tucker Carlson. If you watched him last night, but he come out. There's so many in the media that has been so ugly. I don't know if you saw all of this. Just
No, I haven't. But
horrible things that have been said as they were jumping on the Queen, and they should not have done that.
I think it's
Wishing ill will to the Queen.
I think it's awful. Are you talking about after her death?
Yes.
Yeah. See, I think it's always awful for somebody to do stuff like that after somebody's passed away. I mean, I can't stand that. Somebody bash somebody after they've passed away. That's just down low.
You know, just let, no matter what the situation is, let it lie. But they took to Twitter or immediately, and one of them were blocked from Twitter for what they said. And these are people that are working for national newspaper, national news agencies.
Right.
Have a little decency about you before you do that. The Yankees game, they held a moment of silence to honor the Queen. And if I am not mistaken, the actual funeral will not happen until like the 19th. So be prepared for the next week and a half, 2 weeks of virtually television focusing on this event. And it is a big deal. This does not happen, but usually once in a lifetime for most people.
I don't know if Maureen is watching this morning, Maureen Files, but she's from England. And she stopped by the shop yesterday and we were talking about some things. And she told me a couple of things I did not know. But she said that
Queen had bad breath?
No, and I hate to even mention it because I'm probably going to get it wrong. But somehow or another, she said that the Queen, back when there was maybe a war or something going on, that she actually put on a uniform and helped work on a truck or something. I don't know, work on some stuff. I don't know. So, I mean, the lady has done many, many things to help. So, I don't know. She'll be missed. It's kind of like they said this morning. It's kind of like you lost a grandmother, you know, because you've grown up watching her.
Yes.
You know. But
I know absolutely nothing about England.
Mm-hmm. I don't really know that much either, but
They got Tower of Big Ben. I do know that much.
yeah. But somebody says that Charles is 73. King
Whoa.
Charles, 73.
He's getting up there.
You know, I said I don't know why he just didn't go ahead and pass it on to William, since William is younger. You know, because they'll have to change. You know, he'll end his reign at some point in the near future, I would imagine. I mean, not like it won't be 40 or 50 years from now.
It could be 30. He could make it a 99 as well.
He could.
But he will
living.
not, as I told Candace, he would not skip his moment of history.
Right.
You go down in history as being the king. If he had skipped that, we'd never know who he was. So he's lived all of his life for this moment. His mama finally, and she wouldn't turn it over. You know, a lot of times they'll pass it on while they're still alive, turn the duties over, but she was not.
Mm-hmm. But you know, if William's son, the firstborn, ever decides that he doesn't want to be, you know, king or a successor, if he ever does, some people might not want that responsibility. Then, you know, possibly the daughter could be queen one day.
Y'all see me looking at her, don't you?
Well, I mean,
absolutely not.
Well, you don't know. I'm not
Candace.
saying William. I'm saying William's son.
I know that. Hey, no way. No, sir. I don't believe that for me.
I don't know. That's
If something were to happen to him, she would. But no, I do not see any of these people. This bloodline, as thick as it is, they're
well,
trained.
Isn't that how Elizabeth became queen? Her brother decided he didn't want.
You.
He passed it down or something.
Like I said, I don't know enough about him, but it's just like the vice president. They going, do you want to be president now? And he goes, no, shucks. I think I'll just go into the house. I don't believe that would ever happen.
Scott says that in World War II, she drove an ambulance and mechanic donut. I don't know what that is, but and it's What is the Voice of England on the radio. I guess that's what that is.
We are way into a subject that I have nothing. I can't tell you about.
Yeah. But good morning, everybody.
I'll back off of that and get into something I do know a little bit about.
Right.
Shots were fired in Meridian last night. No serious injury, nothing damaged that we're aware of, but we will share the location of that. As we pull this up from last night, we see that there were shots reported on MLK. That was around Valley Street in that area. Again, police investigated. Didn't find anything, but that's okay. Somebody heard it. Still the same in that area there. Now, Memphis last night. And is this going to become a trend across the United States? It's just kind of scary. They sent out a bolo on Facebook and said, beware. Mm-hmm. There are people making terroristic threats in the Memphis area, riding around. This is a look at what the Memphis PD shared last night. And I won't get into what all that they were saying, but you can read it all you want to there on the Memphis PD page. And it kind of goes back to that guy that was riding around with a gun and hurting people in Memphis that killed 4 people. We certainly hope this stops and no more of this in America happens.
Yes, that's awful.
Golly. That's some sad stuff happening there. We looked to Meridian, as we brought up a day or so ago, where we mentioned that Mid-South Tower was broken into over the weekend of Labor Day weekend. We find out yet, and I was told that there were a lot more businesses, and I've only gotten one other that come forward with this, as we go to take a look at here. And we look at this. This is off of 17th Street. Let me pull this up where we can take a better look at this. As you visit the page, here it is. Right back here is 18th Avenue. There's the bridge. This is going to be B Street. His business sits there. This is Riley Screen and Window. They were broken into, and every single tool they owned to do their living was stolen.
Oh,
even the ones that they had bolted down to the counters were taken from their business. Now, you just can't do this.
Awful.
That's how you make your livelihood. Everything this, and again, it happened sometime over the weekend. As we look at things that happen in Meridian, if you happen to encounter things like this, or driving by saw something, please tell somebody something. Well, and we go to the biggest news that has kind of shaped our city for the last year and a month. As we had a press conference yesterday, as we pulled here, these 2 gentlemen were arrested by U.S. Marshals. They came to town yesterday, And
Yeah, it was. They were arrested for the murder of the 5-year-old that happened in 2021.
yeah, August of 21.
Yes, there was a lot of people wanting answers about that, and I'm glad there's been justice.
And I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to say that. How do you pronounce his first name?
Which one?
Right here, this 5-year-old little boy's name is
Zykerioun
Brown, and I do have trouble, and I admit that. But we send thoughts, prayers to his family. Maybe this is a step forward to knowing what happened. Bond has been set at $1 million on these two for the murder of that 5-year-old little boy. And if you'll remember, he was in his home minding his own business in his own bed and was shot in a drive-by shooting here in Meridian, Mississippi. We are tickled that an arrest has been made.
Nothing ever closes that hole in your heart from the death of a child, but I hope this will give the parents some kind of a feel of justice, for their child, because this is an awful thing.
Yeah, I've spoken to parents before who've lost it, and this, it even makes it. A car wreck is one thing,
right?
A sickness is one thing, but to be shot, your life is just taken for no reason.
But somebody that can do that to a child and just move on with their life and go about their daily lives and
no conscience.
It's just evil. It's evil.
We'll watch this closely as more reports of this comes out. Sad. We got much, much more on the way with Scotty Ray and Candace as we start your Friday morning. The weekend is here. Makes you feel good.
Yes, it does.
Y'all stay close with us. If you're looking for a deal, go to Facebook and type in East Mississippi Online Marketplace. Scroll through all of the pictures that are there and pick the item that you want to bid on. Bids end on Wednesday night and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. And the winning bid can pick up the product the next day. Again, it's easy to do. Go to Facebook, type in East Mississippi Online Marketplace, and find the items that you want to bid on and save a bunch of money. That's 2 different auctions, Wednesday and Sunday night. Both sales end at 8 p.m.
When you gear up and journey out, with nothing but you and the wilderness for miles, just remember, you're the boss. Steel MS-271 Farm Boss, built for the toughest jobs. Journey onward.
Welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace, and yes, she does look a little bit better than me. Your hair turned out good today.
Well, thank you. I was in a hurry, too, trying to get ready.
We had a few birthdays to mention today.
Yes, you have a big one.
My wife, Angie Ray, celebrating her birthday today.
Happy birthday, Angie. And then my son, Alden, he's going to be 8 years old tomorrow. So he's not watching. He's at school, but he'll think it's cool for his name to be mentioned. So.
Y'all having a Woody birthday party or anything like that from Toy Story?
No, just a little birthday party and just... No theme.
No theme?
Other than just,
Well, I'll tell you, the favorite thing I got as a kid for my birthday was my cap guns. Do y'all remember those? I'm not even sure that they sell those anymore. I never see them.
I had cap guns.
Boy, was
the
that
little
not fun?
round things with the little things you stick in there. Yeah.
Pull back the trigger and pop. Smell that little smoke. That was just...
I had them.
Enjoyed it.
Yes.
I was the coolest little thing in the sand bed with that.
He did want a cowboy birthday, though.
Yeah. Mama destroyed his dreams.
Well,
that's what it sounds like.
I mean, I'll just let him be a cowboy for Halloween. How about that?
It's not the same because you remember your birthday forever. Halloween's you forget.
No, I don't know. We'll do it next time. Well, he'll probably be too old for... Anyway.
There you go.
We'll figure something out.
Mama being bad. As we look to the Dixie Riders have a car show this weekend. You're invited up to take a look at this weekend. It's going to happen 8 to 2 on Saturday. Starts at 8 a.m. Hope you can make it out for that. They're going to have that up just north of Collinsville there. If you're out and about, love cars, a great thing to do.
It's going to be at Eddie Watkins' shop. If you know where that's at.
Also, another arrest from the Meridian Police Department yesterday as they were busy as the marshals were in town. As we look at this, Xavier, I think I'm pronouncing that right, Lumpkin, was arrested there. Wanted on a murder charge in Jefferson County, Alabama, staying right here in good old Meridian, Mississippi. They were all over town driving around looking yesterday if you happen to see those SUVs floating around. That boy to the Meridian Police Department, along with the fire department pitched in Lima, delivered all this as we take a look here at the water that was delivered and given to Jackson as they loaded up to go over.
That's good.
Big thank you for the Lauderdale County Emergency Management helping out with that. A lot of water goes to a good cause in the city of Jackson.
Because I guess they still, obviously don't have the ability to drink the water, right?
Yeah, it's coming through the pipes.
Yeah.
I don't blame them.
It's a while after something like that happens that you
feel safe about it.
I don't think I'd even want to boil it and drink it.
You'd have to, what do you call those air purifiers? I'd want that on everything.
Yeah.
I finally I bought a pitcher, and I don't know if you do this, and you put your tap water in it, and it goes through that before you put it in your coffee machine to drain out anything that could be bad for you.
I don't have one of those.
You don't? So I'm like the only one with that?
You're special, Scotty Ray.
It was given to me as a gift, and I felt like I should use it.
Oh, I thought Angie might have bought it. Angie's got a contraption for everything.
It was either Angie or Dylan Ray. I don't know who gave it to me, but I do use it. So
yeah, I don't have that, so I have to buy the jugs of water.
And I'd like to talk to whoever puts the glue on the cap of the Gatorade at the factory, because you got a little bit excessive last week.
I think that something's changed majorly with the packaging on the Gatorades, because I never can get the thing out. That and the ketchup things from the fast food restaurants, that Chick-fil-A ketchup, you know what I'm talking about?
Can't get it
I
open.
can never get that open.
I had to literally yesterday afternoon. Angie, with her gadgets, has got one of these things that goes up underneath the counter. I tried. I put my leg on top of it. I even put my boot on it to try to open, and I could not forcibly get it open. And she's got this gizmo that you take it in and then you twist it, and it sounded like a bone breaking when it finally unlocked.
Yeah.
Seriously, y'all chill at the Gatorade factory.
Oh, it's bad. It is.
It would be like stranded on a desert island and just have to look at your Gatorade because you couldn't get in it. It was bad.
You'd be like Tom Hanks.
I've never had one quite so bad there.
I'll squeeze the Gatorade starts spilling out before I can even get the cap open. It's crazy.
I wanted to mention this. I just got a note from the city of Marion. So good morning. On Monday today at 11 o'clock, Meridian Town Hall will be signing the documents for our $3.4 million water grant from the Corps of Engineers. The Corps has asked us to let all the media know. It's a federal grant, and you are welcome. More to come, Larry. So that's happening in Marion on Monday. So we'll do our best to be there for that. That's a big deal for Marion there.
Patricia Keaton says she's got a birthday the 24th of this month, and she's going to be 51. We'll have to remember that.
That's coming, girl. That 50 is leaving you. We did find out yesterday, and there's a lot of we don't knows because it's dealing with the military as we go back to Sam Media. The story of NAS Meridian and the guy where three people said that they witnessed. That's what they told law enforcement. Some people said, well, I don't know if he was ever there. They did find a phone in the room after the door was busted down. He was picked up yesterday afternoon in Tallahassee, Florida. He made good timing, we'll say.
Yeah.
All stemming from a warrant for his arrest at the naval base and a stolen car. It dealt with all of that. As we find out, it'll be more charges filed on that, and we hope to get all that information before long.
But he was in the military, and I understood maybe a military police.
Yeah, and
his career's pretty much over.
Don't you get in trouble for leaving a base without permission? Isn't that called AWOL?
AWOL? I don't know. I mean, I would
I
imagine
almost caught Gomer in that one time. Aunt B
imagine.
come to visit, and he stepped over the fence.
There's probably like a little list of charges that he's going to face, but.
A dangerous situation. A lot of people could have been hurt in that. We send out prayers to the Hinds County area over in Jackson, Mississippi. Our friends over at Dark Horse Press were telling us that a bicyclist was struck yesterday morning at around 6:30 while pedaling. Serious condition, taken to the hospital. We don't know whose fault. I have no clue of that. But they were struck by an automobile, car versus bicycle. Critical condition at a hospital. So.
Well, I know that I might just be like blowing in the wind.
Okay.
But if you are a bike rider or a pedestrian that walks at night, I mean, try to put on some lighter colored clothes. Have a reflector on your bike. Last night when we were leaving practice, I mean, I was going through town, and it was just like, it's just that darkness where your lights really don't make that with the street lights, it doesn't make that much. You can't see really good. And so when there's somebody walking, it is very hard to see them. I mean, in some areas. So if you are one of the walkers or something, just try to wear a lighter shirt and a reflector on your bike. I don't know.
And as always, I
see
hadn't had this mentioned in a while, but you brought him up before in the West Lauderdale area, the guy that rides down the road in a wheelchair.
Yes. Unfortunately, you can't see him sometimes until you get right there.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's been in the lane of the road. It's not like on the side, not always.
It's in the middle of it.
In the middle of the road. You know, so I just pray that nothing ever happens because, I mean, that would be awful.
Sybil says we're talking about absent without leave when it comes to AWOL.
Yeah.
Serious charge there in the military there. Did you hear me talk about this morning? It breaks my heart for the state of Mississippi to lose something so vital to our community. And they're going to be closing down the burn center in Jackson, Mississippi. And it all goes back to the pandemic of they're not able to get employees to fill these voids that they need to keep the center going, specialists, so to speak. So October, I think it's the 14th, it is gone. You will be transferred either to Memphis, Mobile, or to Augusta, Georgia for a burn center. That's going to be the closest.
That is a big loss because
it is.
I mean, it wasn't too long ago. My ex-sister-in-law's son was burned. He thought there was diesel fuel in a can that he was going to throw some on a bonfire. Well, it was not diesel fuel. It was
Came back on
gasoline.
him.
And it did. It instantly burned his arms and his hands, and they transferred him to the burn center over there. So, you know, it's well needed. I just hate that it's going to be leaving.
Some folks wishing West Lauderdale High School football team tonight good luck. They will play Meridian High School. Oh, is this already the big game?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
It is.
So does it take place at West Lauderdale or
I think
Meridian?
it's going to be at Meridian High.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, boy.
I might be wrong, but I think it's at
I am
Meridian.
behind the times on that game. So if you get a chance, watch that. I do hope it turns out really, really fun.
Yes.
I always enjoy those
Good
games
luck,
there.
West Lauderdale.
Yeah, I turn our thoughts toward, let's go to Louisville. They've arrested two parents. This is kind of close to everybody here. Louisville, Mississippi, not that far off. Two parents have been arrested for child neglect. An 8-month-old child has been burned. Both parents arrested with this. That's awful. This is in our neck of the woods, in our home. We do hope that justice is served on that. Let's see, Georgia, I saw last night where two Cobb County deputies were shot and killed. This never gets easy to tell these stories when this happens across America, does it?
And, you know, think about their families, too, because every time they leave the door of their home, it's just, you know, a waiting game. I mean, you hope that they come back home safe. It's just a scary thing. So.
You know, overall, and as I always say this, I always back up. I was at the Meridian Police Department. I used what they said as the Q word, and they said, hush, you're going to bring something bad on us. I said, it sure has been quiet lately. And, of course, you never say that to a police officer. And they said, get out of here. Yeah. But it was a rather, and we usually find out later in the day of things that went on, but overall, nothing major has happened overnight. That is good news. We certainly hope it all hangs on just that way. And they were saying there's some runners. We had some people talking about that are out early in the morning hours there.
Well, they're doing that run. I guess that started at 4 a.m. this morning, right?
Had about 30 contestants over at Oak Tibby.
Yes.
I got a text on that, said all went well with that. That is great.
I think there was also going to be one in town.
I did hear about that.
I think Virginia Nelson said that on the Queen City Social they were going to start a run in town. So also at the time.
A shame they couldn't have got together and had one gigantic big one there.
I know, yeah. But we're just glad that they're honoring.
And I think they had 1,400 to 1,500 people in Memphis, Tennessee show up for that, despite Memphis being so rough. When is and I don't know this, and maybe somebody watching knows this, when is the next election for mayor in Memphis? The guy that was on, and I say that because the guy that was on TV, remember that Judge Joe Brown? Remember him?
Yes.
He was saying that he was going to run for mayor of Memphis. And I was just
Really?
curious if it's already happened.
Is that
if
where he
did win.
lives? I mean,
Apparently.
I guess he does. I didn't realize that he was from from there. I knew he had a Southern accent.
But he has a podcast, and I listened to it one day, and boy, he is just
I like him.
straight down the middle of this is right, you are wrong, and I thought, go ahead.
He is one that he tries to judge in a fair way. I mean, which is what a judge should do.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like him.
Yeah, you know, we often say that. You see Mike Rowe talk about this a lot, that college is not for everyone. It is not. There are some people that are meant for the suit and tie, and there's some people that are meant for pencils, and there's other guys that, well, and ladies that should do other things. There's a construction company in New York. Do you see how much they're offering starting payout at? $47 an hour. $47. That's a lot of money there.
That is.
So,
Of course, the cost of living is higher in New York City.
it isn't as big as you think it is.
Right. But still, that is good. There's a lot, like you said, there's a lot of adults and young adults that, you know, college is not for them, and maybe they want to do a trade. And as we know, a lot of people who go and do trades, I mean, we need them. They're like a lot of our essential workers. I mean, you know, we need them.
And if you go back and you listen to Mike Rowe and all of that, you remember his show Dirty Jobs, he said most of everybody he ever interviewed or done anything with were millionaires, that they started their own company and they just really, really became good.
Right.
Well, I got the schedule there for West Lauderdale sent to me there.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'll know more next time.
Yeah.
I won't be as in the dark as I am right now. But again, it takes folks of all, and never ever, I'm going to remind that of, just because somebody doesn't have a piece of paper does not make them any less than anyone else. Right. There's a lot of smart people without those. Because there was a time there was no such thing as that little piece of paper.
Yeah,
what were you going to say?
Right. I was just saying, Jeremiah Johnson said that rent in New York is like $3,000 to $5,000 a month. So, yeah, everything, the cost of living is higher.
You know, around this area, back when that coal plant was going strong and being built, we were averaging anywhere from $300 to $450, sometimes $600 a month rent, and boy, that stuff jumped to $1,200 plus, just like that in our area.
Yeah, everything that I see, you know, because there's several people who I know, like customers or people that might be looking for a place to rent, and so I'm always looking, you know, on stuff to tell people if I see something.
She's a know-it-all. You know why?
One of my clients said, you need to be a real estate agent.
Well, see, the reason I say that is because you are a hair cutter and you have to know things to talk to people about.
I'm a multitasker when it comes to trying to help people.
So have you found some good deals?
Well, everything that I see is $1,000 plus.
For rent?
For rent, it is. Like the other day when I saw a $900 or $800 a month rent, I thought, God, that's cheaper. That's cheap. I mean, in this day and time, I hope things do come down, but I don't know.
Yeah,
it's not looking
as we're seeing here. Mortgage rates are at 5.89%. Lock your rate in if you're getting ready to buy something. As it gets to 6%, it'll make those notes a little bit higher. It was there for a while. It was averaging about 4, sometimes in the high 3s.
Right. I know that, like, if you finance a house or, like, say, okay, a mobile home, because I know years ago, when we financed our mobile home, we did it on a variable rate, which is still what it's on. It's almost like paid off. But anyway, variable rates, as the interest rate goes up, you could be paying like a lot more than what you started out paying. I mean, I'm just saying you could have been paying $200, and then next thing you know, you're paying $500 or $600. But
could even be worse, couldn't it?
Right. So so lock it in as soon as you can.
I've always been one of those. I always like to know what it's going to be. I'm scared of balloon payments. Well, after 5 years, it could change. Don't give me that. I don't want none of you. Give me a higher interest rate right here, maybe 1% higher, and I'd rather know now than be greedy with something nasty down the road.
But, you know, they will, like, try to get you to buy, like, oh, we can do it on a variable rate. Because it's easier to get financed sometimes if you do it on a variable rate. Just be smart when you make financial decisions. I wish somebody had told me that when I was younger.
Somebody said the post office is hiring. Have you ever thought about being a post? What do they call them?
Master General.
Yeah, I'm back off that. I'm not saying that right. No. But be an employee of the post office. Maybe you need a job there.
I don't know. I'm a talker. They don't talk too much up in there.
Well, it just depends upon who you bump into. There's some people that just don't want to talk at all. And I've run in there. And
Right. I don't know. I mean, it seems like they're not always in a wonderful mood. So.
You go get them postmistresses after you.
No, I'm just saying, like, maybe I would, if I had to deal with some of the stuff they have to deal with, I probably wouldn't be in a good mood either.
Scotty Ray and Candace. Good morning to you. It's Friday.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Time to stop spending your entire weekend mowing grass. Step up to a Skag zero-turn lawnmower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk. And welcome back, Scotty Ray and Candace. Already 8:30 as the morning flies by for a Friday.
Yes, it is. I think Freeman needs to get you out there on one of them tractors and let you do the commercials.
I tried. They wouldn't want me to touch it.
And the lawnmower, because that might be the only time I ever see you on a lawnmower.
Yeah, Angie ain't letting me on one. And a lot of people used to make fun of me about that, but my wife takes that grass cutting serious. That's her thing.
She stays busy, I'm going to tell you.
She don't like her
does.
grass more than yay tall.
That's how I used to be when I used to have to take care of the yard and stuff all by myself because I did it for years. But yeah, I didn't like it either. Because
What she
when
really
I had
meant to
kids
say,
out there playing,
what she meant to say is now she's got a man that handles that.
well, Kurt does. He cuts the grass. I still enjoy I enjoy getting out there doing yard work. But yeah, snakes are so bad. You don't want your grass to get real high when you got kids playing.
No, you don't. All right, let's take a look at a few things that happened on this date in history. 1890. That probably you go, well, that's a long time ago. I don't care about it. Well, it impacted your life when this old boy was born. And he would fail at so many different things. He would get back up, dust himself off, lose a bunch of money, it wouldn't work. And well, one day he come up with something that did work, and now you all probably use it once or twice a week. The Colonel Sanders was born on this date. Him and his fried chicken there. I'm telling you, if you've ever listened to the rest of the story of Paul Harvey, he did fail many times. I think he was in his 60s before he actually hit a home run there with the Kentucky Fried Meal there. Worked out well for him, though.
Yeah.
1936, this next guy, we say his name, you're going to go, say who? Say what? But you do remember Hogan's Heroes, I'm sure. He was a regular on there. Who remembers this guy? Sergeant Carter was his name, and he was born on this date back in 1936. That was a funny show.
I didn't really watch that.
Schultz. You couldn't help but like Schultz and Colonel Klink.
I've heard of it, but I never really watched that.
I watched it for the Fraulines, as they call them on there. Pretty women, always made there. 1941, this was a great singer, and you're going to know him as soon as we throw his picture up here. He would lose his life in 1967. Who remembers this guy named Otis Redding, sitting on the dock of the bay?
I used to have a cassette tape of Otis Redding.
You know, I want to say it was only him and also, well, Hank maybe. It's very few people that after they died that a song went #1. It happened with Hank, Janis Joplin, and also Otis.
Yeah.
Hers, I think, was it me and Bobby McGee? Maybe. I could be wrong on that. But a big song for her regardless. 1951, most of the nation, especially if you're somewhere over 30, you'll know this guy instantly because you grew up with him. Tom Wopat was born on this date. You remember him as Luke Duke, who rarely got to drive the General. Well, maybe he wasn't as good a driver as Bo.
Yeah. So I wonder what he's doing nowadays.
You know, after that last, well, I'll leave that alone. He's okay. I think he still does a little bit of singing now and then. Every now and then you'll catch a cameo of him somewhere in one of those Hallmark movies.
Okay.
John Snyder is everywhere selling everything that has the General written on it. You can see him daily if you follow his page. He is in your face.
Okay.
Doing shows and concerts all across the nation. 1956, back when we only had black and white television, America would gather around in a circle of those, and let me word it this way, who owned a television. It was not popular in the 50s because they were very, very expensive, and most families couldn't afford them. But those who did have one got to watch Elvis Presley make his debut on the Ed Sullivan Show tonight. It was big.
That was
They would
a
learn
big
that they
thing.
needed to bring the cameras up to about right here on Elvis from there on, because he gyrated too much.
Yeah.
Made young women faint.
They'd fall out if they saw what we see nowadays.
But that was a time in America, and across America, they would outlaw people from rock and roll because they thought it was of the devil.
Yeah.
They really did. They really would faint today, wouldn't they?
They would on commercials. They'd probably fall out if a commercial of today come on,
Yeah.
because they got some doozies.
This guy, I have to really, whenever he's in a movie, I have to, because, and Maureen will probably go, well, that's just you. But my Southern English and my Southern ear, it's really hard for me to understand this guy from time to time. Hugh Grant was born on this date, and he's got a British accent, very fluent British accent.
Yeah, it's really weird because, and we need to have her on one day so she can tell us all about England. But there's different areas of England, I think, that the accents are like, would you call them a thicker accent?
I guess.
Yeah.
It's like you can tell a New Yorker from a Southerner
Yeah,
any day of the
because
week.
there's some people with that accent, I cannot tell anything they're saying. I met somebody one time, and I literally, I was sitting there trying to listen, and I couldn't understand what they were saying.
Does anybody remember the young lady that used to work with me years ago in the afternoons, who was an Australian? Her name was Kim, and she couldn't say Scotty. It was Scotty Ray, the way they would say it in Australia. And it was
Scooty.
She had a very cute accent. Very sweet young lady. She's out in California nowadays, I hear. 1966, a comedian was born. Who remembers this guy? Maybe you love him. Some of his stuff I like.
Yeah.
Some of the movies I've seen him on, I'm like, dude, I can't handle that. But he was good in quite a few of them. Adam Sandler was born on today. Happy Gilmore was one of my favorite ones there.
I liked the one where he was married to Selma Hayek, and what was that called? Was it Grown Ups or something like that? Anyway,
It was the
I
one.
like that
Was
one.
it one where
had
he
Chris
was?
Rock in it. No.
I'm bound to have seen it. Where he was. The one I keep thinking of is where he was a rich, overspoiled kid, Billy or something. It lost me on that one. But not everybody. A sweet young lady was born on this day, and we would lose her. And I know that you liked her so much.
Yes, I did. I watched her documentary type. They documented when she was sick. They would video just different things, and then I saw where it kind of documented she and her husband's relationship, how they met, and they really lived a simple life
did.
on a farm and real down to earth. But she was a wonderful person and a wonderful singer. And
6 years now since she's passed
Horrible.
away, and Naomi
That she
gets
lost.
credit for discovering them. And she was a beautiful lady, Christian lady, and we all watched her slowly pass away as her husband brought it to you live daily.
Yes.
1975 also, I remember this as a kid, and this is those accents that you learned of, boy, they sure don't talk like us. I remember watching it on television. Anybody remember Welcome Back, Kotter?
Yeah. I
Bigfoot.
did watch that.
Vinnie Barbarino.
Who was the little dude on the right with the yellow shirt?
Horshack.
Yeah,
Horshack.
he was pretty
Now,
funny.
I don't remember his name, and I can't remember his name. That was Cotter, that was Vinnie Barbarino, and that was Horshack.
Yeah.
But the Sweat Hogs is what they were called there. But
They were
I
pretty funny.
cannot remember all of the names on that.
Yeah.
But it was a hit, a huge hit. And Candace is going to sing the theme song in a minute. All I remember was "Welcome Back
Oh, yeah.
to that same old place," and then after that, I have no clue.
That
what
you
was
used
big-
to. I don't know. I can't remember. I
you
know
hear
the
it in your
song.
head, though, can't
Yeah, if
you?
it started playing, I'd probably
Sing along
ease
with
on
it?
in to sing along. Yeah.
All right, 1991. We'll bring up this guy. He's one of the newcomers to country music. Not exactly my style, but Hunter Hayes was born back in '91. He's a country music star nowadays that people line up to go see.
I didn't know that Bro Bridge was a place. I thought it was just a restaurant that we got in town. So this was born this day in Bro Bridge, Louisiana. I didn't realize that was an actual place.
I didn't either.
Yeah, we have a restaurant now in our town called Bro Bridge.
So I didn't know that either.
It's out where, kind of next. What was the place that used to be out there by Red Lobster? Yes, a little restaurant out there.
Down on the end of South Frontage Road by Nelson Hall Chevrolet.
No, it's where Red Lobster is, like your
Oh, yeah,
Best
yeah.
Buy, between Best Buy and Red Lobster, out that way.
Okay. All
That's
right.
where it's at.
Up in there where we used to have the hospital food place there. It was one of those
Jonathan's.
I don't
There
know.
was a Jonathan's restaurant over in that area. Y'all remember that?
It was a buffet place.
It was a nice dining restaurant called
Yeah,
Jonathan's.
yeah. More on the way with Scotty Ray and Candace. We jumpstart your Friday morning. We sure hope we're bringing a smile to your face. You remember some of these? It was 2 or 3%. All right, we're on the way as we continue your morning.
The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings this week. Peaches, $1.99 a pound. Red, yellow, or orange bell peppers, 2 for $3. A 3-pack yellow, white, or bicolor corn, $2.49. 12-pack Coca-Cola products, 2 for $11. Assorted pork chops, $1.79 a pound. And certified Angus beef New York strips, $12.99 a pound.
We're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
Rockhouse Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rockhouse will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rockhouse Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian.
When it's that cleaning time, it's our friends at Godwin that you need to call. We had somebody ask about that number yesterday, 236-5121, and they'll come a-running. They'll come out and give you an estimate. It doesn't cost anything to have them drop by, whether it's a huge building or just your home that needs a little sprucing up, getting rid of that mildew. You're tired of looking at it? They can take care of it, including your roofs. Any type of roof you've got from Fleet, whether you've got the shingle, the slate, the asphalt, all of those. And you don't think about asphalt roofs being needed cleaning.
Right, but they do.
Mm-hmm. Drop in, they'll clean out your walkway, either your driveway, or either a little sidewalk or porch on the front of your house. Make you look fresh again. Get your windows clean, and of course, they still do decks and
That can
steps.
be, that can be really, really unsafe.
It can be. See them.
So.
253-8262 is the number to call. They'll handle it for you from there. Set you up on a time limit there. You need it once, twice a year. Maybe you need it more. Maybe you need a monthly visit to clean your parking lot. Maybe it's a church. They do all of that. Again, that's Godwin Cleaning Services. Talk to our friends. They'll be telling you more about that. Somebody said that, was it Northeast beat Southeast last night in a game? That would be junior high, I suppose. Yeah, there it is. Northeast beat Southeast in a game last night. And, of course, it's going to be Friday night lights everywhere tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody said, I think one of our equipment moms from the ball team said they were moving their game from Friday night to Thursday night, like they had it one last night. I guess because of the weather. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's a possibility. We could get some rain that could be put a little damper on things. Let's see here what else is happening today. Bless her heart. She didn't make much money. It was a teacher that made $7,000 a year at a Christian school. She's been fired because she was at a dance and she danced too close to a student. We'll put it at that. They've relieved her of her $148 a week job.
Oh, and pressured him to drink alcohol.
Shame.
That would be a big no-no, yeah.
May have been the $148 she was making a week that put her
and-
into depression.
And it also said that she was also in trouble for sending some inappropriate text to another team.
Unless
So
she was bored.
I will go out on a limb and say she needs a different profession.
I would say
A
so.
little better.
And tell me this, back in the days, and I always taught at a young age that you put police officers and officials in a very, very high place.
They should, to me, you should respect them at all costs.
You may look at this different than I do. New York City, and of course, I guess in New York, we got the naked cowboy. We got so much in that town that is so different than our small southern towns. And I say small, and that includes Jackson, Mississippi, in comparison to places like this. But do you believe in police officers while on duty twerking?
No. I mean, I don't think they should do that. I think it's inappropriate. I mean, that's just common sense. Should go without saying, I would think.
I'm not going to show the video because it, to me, crosses a line of where you shouldn't be. But they did film two New York's finest. It's raunchy of what they were doing in the streets as a parade passed by, and they got out in the street and done it. They're not going to have any disciplinary action waged against them whatsoever. The chief says it's happened before, and it's just a part of the police blending in with the festivities. Okay.
That's ridiculous.
To
I'm
me,
sorry.
it's a line you shouldn't do.
Yeah, he needs. Yeah.
Yeah, and it gets on worse the further
But this
down.
is just where, I mean, people they change all the rules. They change everything. They just want to do their own thing, and they've gotten away with it. So if you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile.
That's
right.
right.
With stuff. So I just think you should draw a line and don't cross the line no matter what, and let it be that. But
I agree with you 100%.
I don't know.
What happens when there's a stakeout? You know that there's a bad guy over here that's a drug dealer, and the FBI and the drug task force is watching him. And whoop, who's that coming up to him? Oh, wait a minute. Who do I see? It's a Louisiana state official. And it turns out to be the executive secretary for the State of Board of Private Security Examiners. What'd she do? Whoops. She bought drugs. She's been arrested.
Yeah.
She should lose her job after this.
Yeah.
She just can't do that.
Right. There, what I just said a while ago, draw that line.
But boy, you want to talk about
Yeah.
choosing the wrong time and place to go buy from your drug dealer when he's being followed by the FBI. Not a good decision on her part. Oh boy. Let's see here. We go back to Memphis, as we brought that up a while ago. The releasing names. It was a 17-year-old girl was one of these that were killed. A medical examiner are two of the four people that were killed by that convict. 19 years old, went around killing people. The guy in AutoZone, he actually lived. Did you see that?
Really? No. I didn't. But
And he didn't
thank
have a
goodness.
chance in the world walking up there with his, I don't know if it was motor oil in it. And as soon as that door opened, he took a bullet. We hope this is stopped immediately and no more of this happens across America.
Gosh.
That rattles my soul.
Everybody's going to answer for what they've done. I mean, all of us will. All of us.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's see here, a few others. Steve Bannon yesterday was paraded in handcuffs. Well, they've got more charges on him than John left with letters going to the Army. And I'm afraid he probably
He
won't.
pled not guilty.
He did,
So,
yeah. But there's no one to help him at this point. They're gonna resurrect any charge they can, and he probably in the end, I don't know how that'll do. We'll watch it. Even after all of this time, Candace, back then she attacked women that accused former President Bill Clinton. If they made a charge against him, she had a team that went after him, dug up any dirt that she could on him. She still defends Bill for the affair with Monica. She still, to this day, in an interview,
Hillary
defends
just
that
needs
man.
to keep on standing by her man. Isn't that what she said?
Yeah, she got all mad about that,
Oh, yeah.
too.
She quoted, the stand by her man. Well, she needs to just keep on standing by him somewhere else.
She said that there are circumstances in life that she just wished that it would have just been quiet. She said there's circumstances in life where it's crueler by telling someone the truth.
Well, you know what? When you have a husband that was the president of the United States in the Oval Office, committed these incidents in the Oval Office.
Now, what do you think that we really don't know happened on that private jet that went to that little island?
There's no telling. There's no
boy.
telling. But they want to sweep all that under the rug. They don't want to deal with anything that had to do with them. They're really good.
Trump's busy this morning. He's threatening Fox News to sue him because of a project of commercials that are running where it runs him down. He says he's going to sue you if you don't stop running them.
I haven't seen those. I guess.
I hadn't either. But I hadn't watched Fox News in quite some time now. But
I watch every morning, but
Is
most every morning.
Steve the cook still on there?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's still in there. His son is the Peter Ducey guy.
That's always
That's
getting
the-
yelled
the
at
que-
the press conferences.
Right. But he asks all the really hard questions, and he pretty much demands an answer most of the time.
Hey, up in Virginia, there's a country club that's having to apologize this morning after they, I think, meant well. They just had someone who didn't know what they were really doing on the menu as they were trying to pay tribute for September 11th coming up. The Freedom Flounder that was on the menu is going to be taken off. The 2977 Chowder, which would mark how many people lost their lives. They really didn't put much thought into that, and people took offense to it, and they've apologized and scrapped the menu after all.
Why would you do that?
I know,
that's
it's just bad taste. Bad taste.
I don't understand people's thought processes on some things.
Yeah,
I really don't.
Like, in September, I bring this up, and I won't spend a lot of time on it because it's hurtful. A lot of people as we look at September is awareness for people that commit suicide. keep that. There's numbers in Lauderdale County. If you happen to know that post number, I don't have it in front of me. But we find out bullies as we go to this of a little boy committed suicide. He was bullied again on his first day of school, and he came home and committed suicide. Somewhere across America, these things happen more often than little.
Well, I'll tell you. I mean, I've seen firsthand the bullying stuff, and it ain't nice, and it's not pretty, and it doesn't make you as a parent feel good. It makes you angry, and I wish there was more that could be done. Supposedly on like cyberbullying and stuff like that, they're supposed to be able to charge people or do something about it, but I mean.
Melania was making that her platform, didn't she? When she was in office, didn't she try to handle that, the cyberbullying?
I want to say
it's
maybe,
real,
but yeah, it is very real, and it's
Kids,
if you know your child is being bullied, try to do all you can to find out what you can do about it. If you have a child that is a bully, I mean, I would
nip it in the bud.
Nip it in the bud, definitely.
Yep.
You know.
But I wanted to bring that up. It's just so sad to see something like a child do that.
Yes.
If you sense this, talk to your children. If you got something going on, make sure to talk to a counselor. They're out there. We just want to make sure everybody's okay. And this is an awareness month for that going on. Yeah. And y'all would be shocked as behind the scenes. I see it every day. And I rarely bring up just how many people in our community that do this on a daily basis that goes under the radar. It's so sad.
Yeah.
For someone to get to that point that they think that there is no other way out. It happens.
And when I tell you this starts at an early age, I had a child that was in preschool and it happened. I mean, he was loving school, and then all of a sudden it was like a light switch turned off, and he cried every time I mentioned it, and then I found out there was a kid there bullying him. So.
It affects people. More on the way with Scotty Ray and Candace on this Friday morning.
On this field, as on the gridiron, each inch is fought for and marked by sweat. Each inch taken through disciplined training. With a Kubota L2501 tackling each inch in the trenches, whether those inches are measured here or here, all adding up to yards. For each yard, Kubota measures victory, and the touchdown is Parrish Tractor. Here, we're much more than a tractor store.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
You know, the latest thing that's been invented is the ice cream catcher, is what this is. Also sometimes called a game camera. If your spouse has been sneaking in with ice cream to the house and you don't know it and you never get any, put up a game camera near the back door where the groceries come in. You will catch them in the act.
Or if you got to get some out of the freezer and it's no longer there and
Have
nobody
you noticed
owns
that?
up to it.
Where did it go? Why didn't you tell me? Game cameras catch a lot of different things. Of course, they can be used in your house for security around there. If you want to catch who's sneaking around the house, use one of those. And also, if you're getting ready for deer season, they got so much for you at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Deer feeders and so much more. If you need a tent, they've got these. And, of course, these stands that, well, blend in. See them. They'll show you. Always something good in patio furniture. And, well, a flower shop, they've got a lot more. As we get ready for fall, go into the gift shop. There's so much there to choose.
Fully stocked with ribbon, wreaths, any kind of floral stuff for you.
Ball caps, and maybe you need a pair of overalls to work in. They've got those along with jeans, fire-retardant clothing, and always comfortable work boots for that working man and woman. You'll find it all at the Farm Supply, from pet supplies to taking care of your horse and cattle. They got all that, guns, ammo, so much more to choose from. Exit 151 right off the interstates where you'll find them doing business. They've been opened up since 7:30 this morning, running strong. Can you believe that or not?
I need to go visit the gift shop.
Always fun to do
They
that.
got good smelling candles.
Yeah.
Angie always has a good fall candle going in the house when you come in.
What was that that she had burning yesterday you asked her about?
did she say that was? I can't remember. It smelled like pumpkin spice, but it was apple, I think is what it was. Yeah.
Now, I want to remind everybody now, what you always see and hear, some people don't fall for everything you read. There's a medium out there that says that, well, not to have a hangover, that you must be spiritually connected to your drink before you drink it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll leave that at that. I mean, if you believe that, we're going to hook you up with that George Strait music there. That,
Sound like she's been drinking a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're claiming that they've invented something that's better than Botox. Ladies may run to the counter to grab this quickly. They say it lasts too longer. It's waiting for a green light from the Drug and Food
It's
Administration.
short in the name.
Yeah.
It's the nickname, Frog.
But it's supposed to take wrinkles out. Lasts 2 months longer than Botox. We'll see if this
what is
becomes a
it?
big hit.
What is it?
Well, I don't know. I can't pronounce that.
Daxify.
Daxify. It gets rid of the worry lines, is what they're saying.
Injected. So if you don't like needles, you might not want to do that.
But they do that with Botox because that's put in there.
Yeah, I know.
Kenny Rogers was all about it. And he just walked around smiling all the time. Forever.
Yeah, some people, though, like, have really good, I don't know who you call it, people who do that, inject the Botox or whatever. Some people look like they've got an allergic reaction. I don't know.
Know the person that gives you that stuff there.
Yeah.
They are solving cold case files every day. A gentleman saw an episode, I think it was on NBC that ran. They were showing something in the background. His mother went to the hospital and was never seen again. After they dug into this, he called the people and said, could that be my mother? And it wasn't her. But sure and behold, she went to the hospital, had a stroke sitting in the chair, and they didn't have anything but her first name. And after digging, they put 2 and 2 together, and his mother was identified 30 years after the fact.
Oh, goodness.
Kind of a touching story there.
Yeah.
I've never lost anyone that way, but you can see she was on vacation in a big city. Wasn't from there, and they didn't have any clue as to who she was. I would show a picture, but I'm not going to scare anybody because it broke my heart when I saw it because I had her pictured as she was back in the 80s, Delta Burke.
But we do know that everybody changes with age.
Right, but I just
Some
have her
people-
forever
I know.
just like she looked.
But she's still a beautiful lady.
She is, but I got that image of the 80s, and I'm leaving that there, and I won't change your opinion of that.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny how that happens?
I know.
If you see someone every day, it's a gradual thing, but it's after 20 years and you see them on reruns, you think, hey, and then you go, whoa.
Yeah. She's still a stylish lady, though, Delta Burke. She's 66.
Hope you have a wonderful weekend. We're
Yes,
coming
we
back
do.
Monday one way or another.
If you're going to a ball game, take your umbrella, take some towels, and we'll see you back at 8 a.m. Monday. So have a good weekend.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: